Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 5 at Gulfstream Park on Saturday is the Grade 3 Canadian Turf. We're going 1 mile on the turf for some nice older horses. Lots of stakes action at Gulfstream on Saturday. Bet them all with a DRF Bets account. Sign up is easy at bets.drf.com, and when you do sign up, you get to double your action. You bet 100 and you get 100. Let's meet the field of turf horses getting set to go 8 furlongs in the Grade 3 Canadian Turf. And Mike, I want to start off with the second choice on the morning line, the number 6 Hembry, who just beat 4 of these common rivals last time out at Gulfstream in the El Prado Stakes, a race in which the pace kind of melted down.
I mean, it did, but this horse was also way the best in there. I mean, this is the second go-round for Maker. He had him early in his career, lost him, claimed him back last April, and this horse, to say he's been better the second time around for Maker is an understatement. He's a Grade 2 winner. He ran really well last time. Yes, the setup was there for him, but he just charged down the outside with a big finish. He's in really good form right now.
And when Maker gets them good, they tend to stay good, as we see from this formulator fact. Over the past 5 years, with horses ages 4-year-olds and up on turf, last out winners at that, making their second start off the layoff, almost 30% winners and a $2.50 ROI. While this horse has won at the mile in the past, do you like him at slightly shorter distances?
Now that seems like maybe it's been the key for him since Maker took him back. He's 4 for 7 for Maker since he took him back, in a Grade 2 winner sprinting, and it feels like those shorter races might set up a little better for him to set up his late run. But he's won at a mile before. I mean, I don't really feel like this distance has to disqualify him from this race. This horse is in good form right now.
Now, while he did get some pace last time out, our friends at Timeform US believe it'll be a completely different scenario this time around, as we check out the Timeform US pace projector, and the familiar blue bar indicates that this race might favor horses on or near the early lead. And if this Timeform US pace projector is correct, I think CM Reap has a chance, and I think he's a little bit dirtied up, Mike. I liked his effort in the Old Friends Stakes 3 starts back at Kentucky Downs. I know it's an oddly configured course, but he gave a nice horse in Next Year's all he could handle that day, and I couldn't wait to bet him in the Baltimore-Washington, D.C. Turf Cup. And he just caught the yielding, boggy ground that I think he hated. He is not that bad of a horse to get beat 26 lengths. He came back off the layoff in the El Prado. He made a wide brushing move on the turn, and he flattened out a bit, sort of like an effort of a horse that needed the race. Second off the bench with this sort of scenario, and he has made the lead in the past. I think he's dangerous at a price.
I kind of agree with you. You know, that yielding turf race 2 back, especially because just going back in his PPs, this horse doesn't perform over yielding turf at all. He needs it to be firm, and his firm turf form is actually quite good. Last time he didn't run great, but I don't think that trip is exactly what he wanted, because he was trying to stay in behind horses and save ground early. There was just nowhere to go down there. He had to take him wide on the second turn. It didn't work out. They got to come out of there running this time and try and get it going forward with him. And I feel the same way about the 3. The horse they have second on the pace projector, Holiday Stone. They would be wise to try and get this horse to the front early, because he got totally stopped last time. He had nowhere to go. He didn't go outside like CM Reap did in that race. He stayed in, and he got buried in the stretch.
A lot of folks are going to like Holiday Stone coming back in this race, because if you just look at the cold dope, it's a very uncharitable comment line.
It really is.
Outrun. This is a horse that can be closer to the pace. We have seen him win with big figs in the past. He likes Gulfstream Park. And if CM Reap just isn't the old CM Reap, and listen, CM Reap might be a listed type at best, Holiday Stone might get the better trip this time around. He's 8-1, and he picks up Manny Franco. Sand Dancer's the number 4. He's sitting 3rd on the pace projector, and this horse ran a good race when second in the Hill Prince 3 starts back, although he kind of got a nice, easy early lead that day and was run down by a good one at Have At It. His subsequent 2 starts have been okay, not great, and now he's taken on breaking the rules again.
Yeah, I mean, he is what he is. He's actually a really game horse, and if you can get him into a position where he's either on the lead or close to it in the stretch, he will really fight you. I don't think he's the most talented horse in the race by any stretch of the imagination, but he's really game, and if he can get the right trip, he's not always easy to get by.
Let's talk about Krampus, who also exit the El Prado, and Krampus got the trouble line in your past performances. Bump start taken up late, and and he's obviously run his share of good races in the past for Bill Mott, who's just been on fire all year long.
Yeah, he's having a great meet at Gulfstream too. I mean, I won't argue with the short comment for his last race, taken up late. Yeah, I guess he was. To me, he was taken up late after he was already beaten, though. I didn't think he was really going to get anything. I thought he ran fine in that race. He has back races that suggest he can go with these horses. I just feel like he might be in a little tough in a race like this.
Trainer Norm Cassie might have found a shrewd $40,000 claim in the two Cowboy Culture, who was a good 3-year-old for trainer Brad Cox. In his first start off the claim, he was placed properly. He got a win in a starter optional, and the horse didn't run badly last time out in the El Prado. My main concern is he just hasn't really gotten any faster since when he was winning his big races for Cox at 3.
I mean, I kind of agree with you. I don't think it was a bad claim at all, but I wonder how much improvement he really has in him. And as opposed to some of the other horses in the El Prado last time, he sort of stayed towards the inside as well, but he actually got a run through in there. He never got stopped. He was clear late. He never really made an impact in that race. I would rather have other horses out of that race.
Let's take a look at our top pick in this race, and that's the morning line favorite, the number 7, Breaking the Rules, who started his career like he was going to be a pretty nice horse on the dirt. But ever since Shug McGahee has switched him to the turf, he's been much better. His last 2 races especially, where he's just steamrolled fields in the stretch. Last time out in the Tropical Park Derby, once he got into the clear in the lane, he ended it in a matter of strides. Now he's going to be taking on older horses again. He's going to come off a little bit of a layoff. The pace projector might work against him, but I don't think he's the kind of horse that's a one-run closer. I think Irad's going to get him into the race, sit him in the second flight, and if you get him clear in the stretch, he's going to come with a big run.
Yeah, I think it'll just give him the trip that he gave him last time and the time before this. Last 2 starts, he's given him really good trips, sort of right in range of the leaders, and once he takes them clear, this horse does the rest. He's been very impressive. Even the turf debut at Saratoga, Holiday Stone beat him that day. This horse had a big excuse in that race, though. You could see there was a loose horse in that race in front of him, and you could just see Irad doing everything he could to stay away from that horse. He went very wide at the top of the stretch just to get away from the loose horse, and he still ran well. I mean, his last 2 turf races are just giant. I think he's going to be really hard to beat here.
Not only here, but I think he might be a very important horse down the road in 2019 if Shug can keep him healthy. Mike's going 7.635. I'm going 7.6 in the Grade 3 Canadian Turf. Again, it's one of 9 graded stakes races at Gulfstream on Saturday. Plenty of action. Get down with a DRF Bets account. Double your action. Bet 100. Get 100 with DRF Bets when you sign up at bets.drf.com. An approximate post time for the 5th at Gulfstream on Saturday is 1:30 Eastern. Good luck.